Hi, it's Bjørn. That's my first ever video newsletter, so please forgive me for all the typos. I'm going to start with questions and requests from my future readers. Gerardo asked me whether there is hot gay sex in the book. Gerardo? No, there isn't. Julia asked me which color is real, my hair or my beard. It's the beard. I'm actually that black-haired. Crystal is very disappointed that I will not take my clothes off, and I must follow my future readers' orders. So, especially for you, Crystal. There you go. And asked me to laugh. This is hard. So I have a very special prop. It's a book by Jamie Lawson called Let's Pretend This Never Happened, a mostly true memoir. And I'm going to use a V word, so if you're sensitive to the V word, you might want to fast forward this bit of it. It's entirely possible that you aren't really childless and that you've just forgotten you had a baby, because that shit totally happens. Check your vagina. Does it look kind of broken? If so, you probably had a baby. Seriously, mine was all Frankengina for a good year before it was presentable again. But not presentable like I'd lay it out at a Thanksgiving dinner table. I wouldn't have done that even before it got destroyed. I mean, not that it wasn't a good trade-off, because it totally was. And it's fine now. Great, actually. My vagina is great. Slimming given. Thanks for asking. I've written a series of posts for my blog about Vikings in history versus on the History Channel. And those posts are the most popular among all that I have published so far. So I thought I'm going to expand them and add a few more and put them together into an ebook. And I thought it was going to be easy and quick. It wasn't easy and quick, because my editor told me to add footnotes. And I think that writing the book took me about 2 weeks, and adding the footnotes took me about 75 years. This ebook is coming next month. It will be a freebie with the next newsletter. So, since it's a visual newsletter, I'm going to show you the cover. This book has chapters on Ragnar Lothbrok, his wives, and more than you think, his brother, and you will see why I did this when you read it, some of his children, because you haven't seen them all by far, and about Athelstan, because I think Athelstan is very interesting. And he sort of existed as more than one person. You will read more next month. Speaking about books again, I've mentioned movie adaptations that are better than books. And to be honest, I've spent a long time thinking about ones that will be better than books. And the only ones I can think of are when the movie was made first and the book was written later, like with the Star Wars books. The Hours by Michael Cunningham is my favorite book and my favorite movie. It is that good. And I watched the entire trailer and I was like, you promised me Nicole Kidman. If you have seen the movie, you know why I thought that. And if you haven't seen the movie, then do yourself a favor and watch it. It is that good. John Grisham had quite a few movie adaptations of his books. The worst movie adaptation of any book in my life ever that I have seen was A Time to Kill. I'm just going to say one thing. There's a house, the house burns to the ground. Only 2 things survive the fire, a photograph and a dog. But The Client, also by John Grisham, it's the best casting I have seen in my entire life. The director or the screenwriter or everybody together took exactly all the bits from the book that had to be shown on the screen. It's perfect. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is kind of by definition better as a visual experience because George R.R. Martin is busy not writing the books. I started reading the first book before I've seen any of the series. And I think I've read 100 pages. I've read that and I thought, I don't even know what this is about. So I still haven't read the first book. Instead of that, I watched the first season and the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth. I don't even know how many there were, but I watched them all. I know that George R.R. Martin is sitting there cackling and rolling in money that he made from the books and from the movies and from everything else that he does that is not writing more books. Well, George, I know you like hurting people. Right now, the only way you could hurt me would be to publish that new book and for it to be really, really bad. Because I'm over you. Do you understand me, George? I'm totally over you. Now, I know he's watching. So, Lord of the Rings. I was not a fan of the Lord of the Rings movies at the beginning, until it occurred to me how bad they could have been. I first thought, oh my god, they cut out this and that and so on, and then I thought this could have been so much worse. The last movie I've seen once, and that's enough, and that's because Aragorn is singing in the end, and nobody needs that. And there's one more thing, and that's the cover reveal for Storytellers. I'm very proud to show you this cover. The cover photograph has been taken by Hallgrímur Helgason. A large part of the book takes place in a deserted house, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And I asked him, would you happen to have a picture of a deserted house in the middle of nowhere, ideally at night? And then occurred to me to say, it would be great if there were northern lights on the photograph. But it occurred to him. And this is how this beautiful cover happened. This is it for today. Next month I'm coming to you with a Vikings book, with more details on Storytellers, and with special pre-order link with a special low price. And with some more stuff, especially if you ask me some questions and send me requests. Not your crystal, that was enough. Also, I just want to say that I think when the doctor is stitching your vagina back up for real child-free people, stitching your vagina up, I don't know why they don't throw in some cosmetic surgery while they're down there to make it look cuter.